Okay, we're here with our student out simplifying square roots. So let's start with the perfect squares. Let's see if this makes sense to you. Square root of 16 being 4, that means that 4 times 4 is 16, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now there's all of the perfect squares. We can list them here. So 2 times 2 is 4, so the square root of 4 is 2. And you can see the whole list all the way up to 12 here. And this is probably something that you've known kind of since your times tables, even if you didn't know what a square root was. But now you know with square roots that you have all of these perfect squares, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, sometimes you're going to have a number that's inside the square root, and that's called the radicand. It's just a fancy name. That is not a perfect square. So what you can do, though, is you can factor that number, the radicand, in order to find the perfect square that's kind of hidden in there. Okay, so let's take a look at an example. So the square root of 18, gosh, what would that be? Well, it's not a perfect square, right? Because it's not on this list over here. But what are the factors of 18? Can you think about what we could divide 18 into that could, or two factors of 18, one of which might be a perfect square?
2.
2 times what would be 18?
9.
In your favorite times tables. Yeah, 2 times 9, right? So if we do that, we have, or we can do it 9 times 2. So we have 9 times 2, that's 18, right? Okay. And then we can split apart this into the square root of 9 times the square root of 2. So that's a rule that you can do. So when you have the square root of something times something, you can split it apart to the square root of the first thing times the square root of the second thing. Well, what's the square root of 9?
3.
3, right? And we know that because it's one of the perfect squares right over here. So then we can simplify this to 3 times the square root of 2. So what we can say then is that the square root of 18 is actually 3 times the square root of 2. And that's a little bit more manageable for us than saying this just the square root of 18, because that's a number we can't really easily estimate perhaps. But now that we know that it's 3 times the square root of 2, then it's a little bit easier to get a hold of. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So what did we do here? What was our strategy? First, we factor the radicand to find the perfect squares, and then we go ahead and we take that perfect square and turn it into a non-square root number. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so let's do another example over here, this time with multiple terms. So here's the square root of 75 plus the square root of 12. Okay, let's take these one at a time, and we're going to try to do the same thing that we did over here with this 18. So can you think of some factors of 75 that one of which is a perfect square? Maybe you can look over in this list here. Do any of these numbers over here divide into 75?
25.
25, right? So 25 times what would equal 75?
3.
Yep. So 25 times 3 is 75. Okay, let's remember that. And so we're going to factor this one to 25 times 3. Now let's look at this square root of 12. It's not a perfect square either, right? Can you factor that into a number that's a perfect square? And at least one of them is a perfect square?
4.
4. And so 4 times what equals 12?
3.
Okay. So 75 was 25 times 3, and 12 was 4 times 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and write that down. So here we have square root of 25 times 3 and square root of 4 times 3, each within their own radical sign or square root sign. And that's a little bit like what we had over here with the 18 with the 9 times 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then what can we do with this 25 and 3 here? Just like what we did over here.
You separate them?
Yep, you go ahead and separate them. So let's do that with both of those terms. So this is the square root of 25 times the square root of 3, and this over here is the square root of 4 times the square root of 3. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, now what's the square root of 25?
5.
Good. And what's the square root of 4?
2.
2. Okay, so we can now rewrite this as 5 times the square root of 3 plus 2 times the square root of 3. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, now we have 5 square root of 3's here, and we have 2 square root of 3's here. How many total square root of 3's is that?
7.
7. So we can rewrite this as 7 times the square root of 3, which is a lot simpler than the square root of 75 plus the square root of 12, right?
Yeah.
And all of that is because you knew how to simplify square roots by factoring to find those perfect squares, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Good job.